Good evening. It is August the 9th at 8:45 p.m. We'll call the special meeting of the North Whidbey Pool Parks and Recreation District to order. All commissioners are present, and the only thing on the agenda was to continue with the plan to reopen the pool, which is our proposed budget and schedules. So, with that going on, is there any discussion?
Should we put a motion on the floor?
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I would like to move that we approve the bare bones schedule option number 1 as a going in schedule for when we do start up, which hasn't been decided yet. But
So schedule, there's a proposal, motion is made to accept option number 1 as the schedule, bare bones schedule, correct?
yes, with some more open swim needs to be added in there, but whether it takes the place of something else, but we do need more open swim in there.
Okay, so the option 1, number 1, and do I have a second?
I second it for discussion, and I mean,
Okay.
as long as there's some definitive on.
So it's been seconded, so discussion. So as written, there was discussion.
I think starting bare bones is a good idea just because we'll start with, fewer employees and just start out slowly. And this is a fairly reasonable schedule. Like I said, we do need to add more open swim in there because that's, I think.
I mean, so right now we got 3. Would there be a number of how many you'd like to see, or?
And we were talking a little bit, maybe move the swim team, Oak Harbor High School swim team, Tuesday and Thursday, they move to 5 to 6 and have open swim in those right after school blocks to see how well, they are taken. And if nobody shows up, then we give it back to the swim teams after a month of seeing if somebody, does somebody want to come to swim after school.
Yes.
I would.
I
When I was a kid.
think that's similar to what I would like to see, and I think that makes me feel more comfortable. And I would love to see swim lessons on there as quick as possible. However,
I would say that's like phase 2
I think
because
so.
we need to
Yes.
get people back, and that phase 2 is, and I agree with you, swim lessons. I put that as my number 1 thing for the pool opening
so.
up because kids live on an island. They
Yes.
need to know how to
I
swim.
think so. I mean, and maybe we can get on our Facebook page as well. And I mean, a lot of parents have taught their kids how to at least doggy paddle, and having the open swim sessions there, you can at least teach your kid to tread water or doggy paddle or something. And then hopefully phase 2, like you said, hopefully we could get it to come kind of quick.
So, question. For Tuesday, Thursday afternoon open swim, what would your target age be for that open swim?
Open?
Everybody.
Everybody, whatever open
Well,
swim.
so
But
Elementary schools will get up.
that's my specific reason for asking.
that's
So
it.
it really
Okay.
wouldn't be, so it might be, because I know that depending on who the high school has as their swim coach, they might be able to get in for practice as early as 2:30 and be out by 4.
Okay.
So if we were able to move them up there and then have the open swim go 4 to 5:30 or something like that, 4 to 6 potentially, that gives people a chance to pick their kids up from school and come here if that's what they chose to do.
I think that's good advice. Thank you.
But there's little logistics like that
Yeah.
still have to be at play in there. This is really just the blocks of time, and we need to figure out how to fine tune them for what's going to work best for the community.
I mean, so if we said option 1 with at least 5, at minimum 5 open swim sessions.
And I think that would give me the opportunity to put it out on the website, put it out on the Facebook page, and try and get some community feedback and what's maybe going to be most advantageous for.
That would also give us a chance to talk to Dr. Gibbon and find out what the high school
Yes.
is going to
And
do.
is there somewhere on there we could reflect that swim lessons are coming?
We can, yeah, definitely. I can definitely put notes up for all of that. One thing to keep in mind, and I know Wendy and I were talking about it, and something that we really need to convey to the public is, yes, we want to bring swim lessons back as quickly as possible. We want to bring it back. We need to bring it back with qualified instructors.
A year ago, almost a year ago, John had said that he thought some of the older NWAC kids at least could help teach the swim lessons. Is that still an option, or are they gone?
They're all gone.
No,
They're all
the
gone.
one's in college
Yeah.
and the other one's going to Adport
Yeah.
Central.
Okay.
And you want them to have a WSI certification or be working toward it, and that's
Okay.
not an overnight process.
Okay.
So that's something that we really have to keep in mind as we're moving forward with
I
that.
wonder if Anacortes would put it tough. God, I wonder if they'd bonus.
They
help.
might, and that's part of when you look at my option 3, where I have the Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday, shorter time blocks, but able to double up on the lesson offerings. That way we don't need as many instructors initially.
What I see is, I sort of think of start with the bare bones, and then as we get more qualified people,
Then
and
that is-
people have come back, and we have a lot of
Yes.
people using the pool,
Yes.
then we can expand the,
Yeah, and these really do, one just builds on the other, and we can just add to it as we have staff built back up and patron usage comes back.
So are we amending the motion? Is that where we're at, or?
I can continue. Chair, thanks, brother. So, if Commissioner Holly, if you would like to amend your original motion?
okay, so my motion was that we agree on part-time schedule option number 1 for whenever we open the pool. That is not set. But to include at least 2 more open swim periods on it.
For
That,
a total of 6.
so it'd be, because we've already got it Friday evening,
Or
and there's Saturday and Sunday, but do you want to have it every day?
for
Open
a
swim?
total of 6. Well, we have 2 on Saturday, so we already have.
Well, I count that as one day.
So with an additional, option 1 with an additional 2 days of open swim
Yes.
during the week.
Got it.
Second.
We second the amendment. All right, further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Now the hard part.
Well, I don't really know that we can do the hard part until we,
Have more hours.
right, we can use the schedule to update the numbers.
So-
Right, and,
One second. I can do some
We can-
of my audio.
So knowing,
well, but we're gonna have to go back and rework a lot of things. So, I mean, meaning that there are a few, it's not just that, but that will actually help us in a couple of areas.
so knowing we have to rework stuff and we are now in a special meeting, we're going to have another special meeting. I know this calls for a lot, but sorry, it's crunch time. We're going to have to do it, guys and gals. Next Tuesday and Wednesday, I am out of town for work.
How about just keep it on Thursday then?
Thursday the 16th. What time?
6:30?
Can't. I got to change command dinner.
So what time works with your schedule then?
I apologize. If we can do Thursday, Earl, what time do you get out of work? What time is everybody available next Thursday?
Retire.
I can make anything.
Never.
I mean, I can make anything work. I mean, 10 o'clock wasn't the end of the world even. So the whole day is fine.
Wendy?
If we can get also the numbers in advance so we can look at them?
Well, is Thursday going to be enough time to make changes, update, and then do another meeting with?
I guess, I'm sorry, this is where I'm going to look at you, right? It cascades. So when can you have this stuff updated?
When would you like to meet, Wendy?
I don't know what your schedule is, so.
I could meet with you Tuesday, so we work on numbers Tuesday potentially.
So what's Friday look like for everybody?
And then,
I have a 2:30 appointment. But otherwise, it's open.
I think next week is, sorry, I'm just trying to
I know.
remember. I forgot my book. I think Friday's okay for me. I think so.
I think that would be, I'll make it okay.
Shane?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Boy, I wish we had the phone-in option at some point.
You can phone in for a special meeting.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes to that, because
Yes.
it's going to be a tight day, but,
No, I'd rather have you phone in than not here at all.
okay, perfect.
Is there an objection to that?
No.
Okay.
I'll try very hard to be here.
All right, so if we do a special meeting on Friday the 17th at 6,
Okay.
Oh, boy. We'll get there.
Calendars, cool.
We all knew what we were getting into also.
all right. No,
idea.
Yes,
Can I ask a question? Okay, so, would you prefer that instead of looking, so would you prefer that we add contribution to make it even for each one of them? Sorry, so, okay, so we have A, B, and C, so open ASAP, stay open, open ASAP, close for winter, open as soon as we know we can afford to. I mean, so do you want to try to make each one of them
so,
right? Or how do you want to do it?
so yeah, we're in a special meeting, so is there a motion to move down to one or two of the options that are on the table?
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yes.
Do I need to move, or can I just say what I think? I mean, I could move for discussion then. I mean, I would move that we, that as all these new numbers are plugged in or something, that it's kind of in line with concept D. And I guess I would like to see an option that just goes through like this one does, but also with a hard stop date as well.
Okay. So we're going to look at, we have a motion to look at concept D on the special meeting date of August 17th. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, discussion.
Personally, I think we need to look at more than one thing. And I think if I understand, part of it just being so that if one thing doesn't pan out, that we understand what our next best solution is. But I can boil this down a little bit more, or I can try to. Meaning, we can, I guess technically, well, I can try to do that to make it a little less eye-charty and a little like, what are the differences between these things? Because it's not intended to be a test.
Is it too much to, and it might be way too much to ask, you're doing so much here. Is it too much to ask to somehow boil it down into like an accompanying a pie chart or something to go with it?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
actually. That is too much to ask for. I'm like, I
And I know it
literally
might be.
spent all day on this stuff, and I'm a
know it might be.
volunteer.
I
So
was just
yes,
thinking,
it is.
at some point before the levy, it might be nice for people to go see
And
it.
I think that's a different conversation, but
Yeah.
in this that we're just trying to
Yeah.
look at, we're trying to look at our cash flow, because obviously the thing that we need to do to remain, to continue to exist as a district is to have a positive cash flow.
Yes, absolutely.
That is literally the minimum requirement.
I think concept C needs to remain in the mix, because if we don't get whatever that amount of money in donations is that will allow us to stay in the black, then it's going to have to be concept C.
I would
Or
like to see our expected donations and contributions kind of meted out by the monthly, because that's what it sounds like most of them would do. So, when you're doing the chart, instead of just having the 150, if that's not too much to ask.
I think to a certain extent, but I think the thing that we have to realize is that at a certain point, if that's our only strategy, then one utility bill could just knock us out of the water. And that's or levy, or the levy amount or whatever. And so I can do that, but we'll have probably to have a higher threshold, or you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So that's where it then looks like, okay, well now you need even more money, and it's like, well, we do, because of the variability month to month. There's just a different type of risk we're assuming, right? Because literally we're living month to month.
No, that's...
And so I absolutely see what you're saying, and I also, if that's how we would actually be receiving the money, then that's how we need to reflect it. But our that's my only caution.
So in
So, yeah.
discussion, I would say, we'd be safe to put the 8 from the school district for the swim team.
Right, that's for a service.
That's a
So that-
service.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
not,
that's a
that's not a
one-time
donation.
thing.
Yeah.
And then some of those, depends which ones they are, will be, Island. So, yeah, yes, Jay.
Yeah, I think either one of those makes sense, and, I mean, figuring out approximately when we would have to close if the levy doesn't pass, I think would be at least important to attach to it somewhere, so people don't have an illusion that we
Would you like
can
to
stay
amend
open.
your motion to see option D and
Sure,
C?
sure. I would amend my motion that we see concept C and D with the new numbers that we have.
But you wanted the part of B with the hard
Yeah, and I think.
closing date.
I think if we go with C and D and just to attach when we would have to close if the levy doesn't pass.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't want people to think we can stay open until May or June
Oh.
without the levy.
I will second that
Thank you.
motion.
Further discussion?
Well, C doesn't have us opening until January, right?
Correct.
At the current rate, yeah. Yeah, but if we got donations, if we had additional donations, et cetera, that could change that. And so part of that is also kind of metering that out, well, what does that actually mean to us?
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, before I call for a motion to adjourn, I want to say thank you to the lady that's pulling her hair out right now.
Yes.
For all the hard work she's done today on this.
You're amazing,
I'm
honestly.
only pulling my hair out because I want to be further, but I know why we're not. So my frustration is just wanting to feel confident, and I know we're getting there, but that's why. So
And I'm going
please don't
to-
take it personally.
I'm going to, on record, say, since we're moving in this, no. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, move we adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming tonight.